In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Northern California was gripped by a string of murders that would become one of the most notorious unsolved crimes in history. The perpetrator, known as the Zodiac Killer, was a serial killer who taunted law enforcement and the media with cryptic letters and codes. The first known attack attributed to the Zodiac Killer occurred on December 20, 1968, when two teenagers were shot while sitting in a parked car. Over the next year, the Zodiac Killer struck several more times, killing 5 people and injuring others. He sent a series of letters to local newspapers, in which he claimed responsibility for the murders and provided details that only the killer would know. The Zodiac Killer's cryptic letters contained bizarre symbols, including a crosshair, a circle with a cross through it, and a letter Z with a line through it. He also threatened to kill a bus full of children and claimed to have committed as many as 37 murders. The case became a media sensation, and several movies and books were made about the killer. Despite numerous leads and an intensive investigation, the identity of the Zodiac Killer has never been definitively determined. Over the years, several suspects have been named and investigated, but no one has been charged with the crimes. The case remains open and continues to fascinate true crime enthusiasts, who pore over the evidence and speculate about the killer's identity. In 2007, a new suspect emerged when DNA evidence was extracted from a stamp on one of the Zodiac's letters. The DNA did not match any known suspects, but the lead investigator on the case stated that it was the strongest lead in decades. Despite the efforts of law enforcement, amateur sleuths, and true crime enthusiasts, the Zodiac Killer has never been identified or brought to justice. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror lasted for only a few years, but the impact of his crimes was far-reaching. His unique method of communicating with the media and law enforcement inspired copycat killers and spawned a new era of true crime fascination. Today, the Zodiac Killer is still discussed and debated by armchair detectives and professionals alike, and his identity may never be uncovered.